Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is about 9:20 in the morning, so my lighting is a little bit off because this is the way the sun is coming in through the windows, but I have no makeup on today because I have some Givenchy products that I'm really excited to try out. I was actually in the city and I went to Saks and I did have her color match me, so I'm hoping I have the correct shade. So, I have been breaking out a little bit on my chin. I'm getting a lot of redness. I've been cutting out a lot of carbs from my diet, so all of like the bad crap that's in my body is like kind of causing me to get some pimples and stuff. So anyway, we will see how this goes. I have two different foundations in there, and I am more of a matte type person, so I did get the Velvet One Radiant Matte Fluid foundation with sunscreen SPF 20. So I ended up getting shade 3, which is Matte Sand, and she said this one had kind of a peachy undertone. I don't like pink undertones on my skin tone. So anyway, on the box, it basically mostly talks about sunscreen, helps prevent sunburn if used as directed, apply 15 minutes before going out into the sun. So anyway, we will see how long this lasts. So it doesn't really have any claims on the bottle. It's just saying shake well before use. This is the 1 fluid ounce, which is what basic foundations are. This is what the box looks like, guys. It's just a black box. So let's go ahead and open it up. It's very nice packaging. But yeah, it's not really telling us anything about what it's gonna do, but when she put a little sample, it did literally feel velvety smooth. So I'm hoping this looks a little bit more natural. She did say this is more of a medium coverage, but she said it was buildable. So this is what the bottle looks like, guys. And then also, when she color matched me, something to keep in mind if you are interested in this foundation, this does oxidize, because I asked her when she was putting it on if it oxidizes, and she says yes. So she put some color matches on me and let them sit for a little bit. So as you can see, this does look kind of pale. So we will see how it looks on my skin, and let's hope for the best, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair up and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I'm gonna try applying it like she did. She used a flat type foundation brush. This one here is actually from Lancome, if I'm saying that correctly. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of brush it on my skin like her, and then I do have my sponge. This is how I typically apply foundation, and I think I'll just pat it in, make sure everything is even. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake this well. So it's just a pull off. Typical pump like most foundations. I'm gonna pump some on the back of my hand. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, you can see it does look a little pale for me, but we will see if this oxidizes. I'm hoping so, because she did try it on me. And you know what? I'm despising the brush technique. So we're just gonna go in with the sponge, guys. I like cannot use brushes. It has an interesting odor. Like it smells good. This is definitely very liquidy, and those like kind of 2 little pumps are kind of gone. So you do have to use a little bit more. I just did 2 more pumps. I think it has a good smell. If you don't like perfumes in your product, you might not like it. So it seems to be blending pretty decent, and as you can see, it is kind of darkening up. Do you see that? It doesn't look quite as light as when I first put it on. See, look, I'll put it on my forehead. It definitely does get darker for sure. I don't know if you guys can notice that in the camera, but if you're gonna buy this stuff online, I would definitely recommend going a shade lighter due to the oxidation. I mean, I don't mind oxidation as long as I know it does it, so that way I can still get the correct color. I'm used to foundations not oxidizing. So that is definitely a light coverage for sure. You can see my birthmarks pretty well, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer some more on, and we'll see how it performs with more. Now I usually avoid my under eye, so if you're wondering why I'm not doing that area, I like to put as the least amount of product possible on my under eyes. So I'll save that for concealer. Okay, so I put about 2 layers on, and that is actually good. Like I said, if I have pimples the day of, I'll color correct to kind of get rid of some of that redness. I have a little bit left, so I might as well put it on the chin. So with the sponge, it blended in really nicely. I definitely do not like the brush technique. It's just not my favorite thing. It feels really nice on the skin, actually. It doesn't feel thick at all. It does feel really thin. So let me zoom you guys in. This is how it's looking on my skin, and as you can see, I think it did blend in pretty nice with my neck. Obviously it looks really crazy because I have major dark circles, so it's looking like it's the totally incorrect color right now. But yeah, it is looking really nice on my skin. Now I did not use a primer, guys, because we'll see how the powder and stuff looks, but it feels nice on the, it feels really nice. I agree. It definitely has like velvety type of finish to it. So zoom in a little more. Okay, not bad. I think it looks really pretty on the skin, and I do think the color matches. It looked light when I was first applying it, but yeah, let me go ahead and do concealer, and then we'll come back and we'll test out the powder. Alright guys, I'm back. I went ahead and used my Tarte Shape Tape, so I do have concealer under my eyes. I put a little bit on my chin so it hid the redness from those pimples a little bit more. So yeah, the concealer seemed to blend nicely. It didn't remove it anywhere or anything like that. Let's go ahead and test out the powder. Again, it's coming in a basic box like this. They had all different ones with different colors and whatnot, but I just got the basic universal nude shade, transparent, matte, and translucent finish powder. So again, it's simple packaging, just like the rest of their items. It twists off like so. They do give you a little puff. And then of course they always have that sticky thing on there for you to attempt to get off. This powder feels so fine. It's like amazing. Alright. So I'm going to take some on my sponge. I'm going to set my under eye with it. Since it's so finely milled, it's messy. I accidentally got it all over, and this is expensive, so. I do have my fan on, guys, so you might hear like an interesting noise. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and dust powder on the rest of my face. I'm just gonna use a brush like this. And I'm basically trying to get the powder off of here. Going to just push this all over my face. Now, I don't really have oily skin. My chin can get a little oily throughout the day. Other than that, I would say my skin is normal. This powder is so finely milled, it's like awesome. It feels so soft just going on my face. It feels like it's blending really nicely. Like so smooth. This is what the face is looking like now that I've set it with powder. I don't know if you guys can see my skin. Obviously you can see my birthmarks. There were a couple red pimple things there on my chin. So it's not as full coverage as I typically like, but the powder is really nice. It's really finely milled, and this definitely does not look cakey. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, guys, and then I will pop back on and we'll see how it is looking. Alright guys, I'm back. So I've done the majority of my makeup except the lipstick because I had a lipstick from them as well. So everything seemed to blend really nicely over top of the foundation. It does feel really nice and smooth. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't look super thick. The only thing is it's not full coverage, which is what I like. So I think next time I wear this, I'm gonna have to color correct, but this is what it's looking like. I'd say it's looking pretty good. So the only question is, how full coverage is this? It doesn't have any claims on the bottle regarding how long this is gonna last for. So let's go ahead and try the lipstick. Now this is their Le Rouge liquid lipsticks. Now these are very interesting because it's not really a liquid lipstick. I did try one on in the store to see if it was a color I would like. And these are very, very interesting. I've never seen anything like these. So I got a pretty nude color. This is what the bottle looks like. It's very interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to open it. What on earth? Okay, so it pulls out from the bottom. And then this is the top. So it has like a felt tip to it with a little hole, and then the color comes out. So you twist it. I'm gonna twist it a little bit more because I don't see anything. I don't want to go too crazy. Some of it is starting to come out of the top there. So it's like a nice pink nude color. I'm gonna use a makeup brush. It's very thin. That's what it looks like. So basically, once it's on your lips, it feels almost like a chapstick, kind of. It's not like really sticky like a lip gloss or anything like that. Now, as I wore this throughout the day, it the chapsticky feeling kind of went away, but the color was still there, so it's kind of like a lip stain. It's very interesting. So anyway, I'm gonna finish off with some setting spray just because I want to see how well this will last all day with a setting spray. This is my Skindinavia Bridal Spray, so I'm gonna give a spritz of this all over my face. So we have sprayed our face. And yeah, so far it's looking nice on the skin and it's looking natural. Like I said, my only complaint is that it's not full coverage. So I'm gonna go throughout the day. When you see me later, my hair is gonna be different. And yeah, I will let you guys know how this lasts, all right? So keep watching if you wanna see how this makeup lasts throughout the day. Hi guys, I wanted to do a check-in. It is now 2:01. I put this on about 9:30. So let me zoom you in and show you a couple things that I've noticed. So let me scooch closer. Can you see my chin here? It has really broken apart on my chin. As I said before, I've been having a little bit of some breakouts, but so yeah, it broke up on my chin. It hasn't seemed to fade anywhere else. My forehead is a little oily. I don't really have a lot of expression lines, so I can't really tell you if it would sink into, you know, forehead lines or anything like that. But around my nose, it's not too bad. That's what basically every foundation does, is fades a little bit in that area. But my chin, definitely not looking good. As you can see, the lipstick, my lips have still stayed that pink color. So like, even though like the initial like chapsticky feeling is worn off, the color stays. So I do like the lipsticks. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I've noticed, so this has been on 10, 11, 12, 1, about 5 hours, and it's already breaking up on my chin. So I'm not too fond of that. And like I had mentioned, the coverage on this is not full coverage. It still feels really nice and velvety on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all, but the problem is it's breaking up and looking really bad on my chin. And that is the spot that I do get oily in. So if you have really oily skin, I don't think you would like this foundation, because if I'm oily in that area and it's breaking up, it probably would look bad on oily skin. So sadly, I will not be able to use this on my wedding day, because if we're 5 hours in and my chin is breaking up, that's not gonna work. Now this would probably be good. I will keep this because it's not bad. It looks good on the skin, but it's definitely not long wearing enough for me. So because this was lighter coverage and I initially put 2 layers on, I'll keep this. And if I'm like running out of the house and I just want like some even looking skin tone and to cover up some redness and things like that, I'd probably use this. Something where I'm gonna be going out for a little while and I just want a little bit of basic makeup, I will use this. Now for the price, this was $50 something. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed for sure. I thought it was gonna last longer on me throughout the day. So it's a little upsetting. It'll be interesting to see what I think of the powder with other products. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna do my makeup with my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm gonna try using this powder with it, and I will see how those work together. Because as of right now, I have not found a new foundation that I like better than the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is an expensive one. The Dior one I had done was an expensive one, and neither one of those luxury brands have been able to beat Estee Lauder, which I would consider a high-end brand. I wouldn't consider this one really a luxury brand, but yeah, so we shall see. Now the powder, on the other hand, I think will work great with that, because this was such a finely milled soft powder. I think this will probably look good with like any foundation. So, I mean, looking at myself, the skin looks fine, but like I said, it's fading. So I'll keep it on for a little while longer because it's only been 5 hours. I'm gonna try and get a full 8 hours of it. Like I said, it's only 1, so I'll probably still have it on for a while. So I will check back in with you guys. I'm not gonna touch my face. And remember, I did put setting spray on. So I put setting spray on and it's already breaking up like that. So, I wonder if it would look any different without setting spray. So yeah, it hasn't faded anywhere. It's still everywhere it needs to be, minus the chin looking funky. So I'll do another check-in in a few more hours, a final check-in later tonight, and give you guys my final thoughts on the foundation. All right, thanks, bye. Hey guys, I wanted to do my final check-in. It is now 6:17, guys. So 6:17. So yeah, pretty much we're about where we were last time, except it is starting to look a little bit more shiny. The issue on my chin is just more noticeable. So I don't know if you can see there. Just breaking apart more, looking very shiny. If I touch it, it does come off on my finger. You can see that there. See that? You touch it and you can see it come on your finger. I did take a little bit of a nap, but it's getting a little bit shiny in through here, this area, you know, tip of the nose. A little bit shiny on the forehead. So overall it is held up pretty good. So basically my thoughts are similar to my previous check-in. I would probably use this as I need to apply something to even out my skin tone that is lighter coverage, because it's not full coverage. And I've said this a million times, full coverage is my favorite. And the fact that it's been 8 hours and it's breaking apart like that on my chin, and when I touch it, it transfers, that's not a good sign, especially for bridal makeup. So yes, again, getting shiny. I would probably bring this one on my honeymoon because of the light coverage, and it has a nice finish when you apply it. So yeah, I will wear this again, but it's just not going to be my go-to all-day foundation. My skin just still feels nice and soft, and it doesn't look that heavy. Now, as the day's been wearing on, it looks heavy in the oily spots. Like that looks like cake central. But then over here, where my skin doesn't have any oil, it still looks really nice. So if only it stayed like it did in these areas on the, you know, T-zone, then I probably would have really, really, really loved this. So yeah, I would probably give this out of 10 stars. I'd say maybe a 6, 6 to 7. But yeah, the fact that it's been 8 hours, halfway through, my chin was looking really bad, so that's just not really good. But yeah, this I would wear, and because it has the SPF, I would definitely wear this if I'm gonna be going to the beach that day and I just want a little something. So that's my thoughts on this, guys. Now for the powder, it's hard to give a good review on this until I try it with another product. So tomorrow I'm going to redo different makeup, so I will do an update on the powder, guys. But my initial thoughts on the powder, so beautiful, so finely milled. It is so soft and silky to the touch. It's amazing. So I'm excited to see how it'll wear with my Estee Lauder Double Wear. So stay tuned for more updates on the powder, guys. But yeah, my initial thought is it looked great when I initially put it on. It helped the pores. It didn't obviously exaggerate them. It didn't look cakey. But now that it is getting oily in these little sections here, your pores tend to get more noticeable when they are more shiny. So like I said, I will be trying this again, but with a different product. Now in regards to the lip product, you can see a lot of the pink is, it's a slightly tinted still, but a lot of the pink has dissipated. So I like this for on the go. Again, it's that really nice, quick, light coverage. So again, you want a little bit of color, this would be perfect. This also would be great to put underneath something. So that way, if your lipstick or what have you wears throughout the day, you have that base stain there, so you don't have a noticeable wearing of your lipstick. So I like this, really like this, and I'm just a little disappointed this didn't have the longevity that I was looking for, which kind of sucks. And as I mentioned, putting it on, it does oxidize a little bit, so keep that in mind. But that's why mine matches, because I tested it in the store and she did tell me that. So if you are looking for a foundation, give this one a try if you're interested. And again, if you have dry skin, you will probably like this, and it might last longer on you, and you might not break up like it did on me. But if you have oily skin, I don't think you'll like this at all. So that's that, guys. That's my first impressions on this product and how it wore throughout the day. I will give you an update on the powder, so look for that in the description box. I will update how the powder works with my other foundations. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome week. Thanks, bye.